Module 4, Direct Instruction, Sunday, December 20th, 2015. Good morning, class. Welcome back to 12th grade Social Studies. Today I'm presenting the next lesson to you in the direct instruction format. We will be discussing a brand new lesson on the War of 1812. Has anyone heard of this conflict? And does anyone know what two countries it was between? Pause. No one knows. Someone knows. Great. No one knows. Well, since no one knows, during the War of 1812, the United States took on the greatest naval power in the world, Great Britain, in a conflict that would have immense impact on young America. Also Great Britain, but young America, and America's future. Americans at this time wanted to see America expand its empire. They were questioning how the relationships with foreign powers were, or what their foreign policy was with other countries, like Great Britain and France, who were both at war at this time. Causes of the war included British attempts to restrict U.S. trade, especially with France, who it was at war with. The other issue was the Royal Navy's impressment of American seamen or merchant marines. American men were on the high seas trying to trade on ships, trying to sail to other countries to trade with them. And the British Navy was taking over these ships and taking our men off these ships and forcing them into the British Navy. And this went on for a few years. And America was really losing its patience with this occurring. The United States also suffered many costly defeats at the hands of the enemy, the British, the Canadians. By the way, Canada was British run at this time. Native American troops. Great Britain used Native Americans to fight against the Americans. And also, over the course of the war, the capturing and burning of the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., in August of 1814. So this was all defeats and problems that America was having with Great Britain during this war. Nonetheless, American troops were able to repel, they were able to hold off, they were able to fight off the British. These invasions in New York and Baltimore and New Orleans by the British. This, as a result, boosted national confidence within America, fostering a new spirit it also fostered a new spirit of patriotism in America. The ratification of the Treaty of Ghent. This occurred on February 17th of 1815. It ended the war, but it left many contentious questions unresolved. Nonetheless, many in the United States celebrated the War of 1812 as the Second War of Independence, beginning an era of patriotism, or partisan agreement, I should say, and a new national pride. By the way, what two countries again fought in the War of 1812? Can anyone tell me? Let's say everybody knows now. Great. You will also, as a reminder, as we move through the lesson today, you boys and girls will also need to write down some key vocabulary words and their definitions on the board behind me. So please take note of them now. By the end of this lesson, you will all have a general idea on the timeline of the main events and personnel involved in the War of 1812. So make a note of that. Also, I'm looking for you all to understand the main causes of the War of 1812, to be able to retain and recite a timeline of this war, or the main events of this war, to interpret how early 19th century America viewed the expansion of the American empire, and its view towards foreign policy, how it should be, dealing with other countries at that time. I'm also looking for you to understand and see how the War of 1812 was the second war of independence. We all know the first War of Independence was the Revolutionary War, but a lot of people view the War of 1812 as the second War of Independence. It really patented us as an empire. This is where America really took off after that. And it also helped begin an era of partisan agreement and national pride for America and its people. I'm also looking for all of you to be able to examine the relationships between America and England at the time, America and France at the time, and also England and France at the time, who were at war with each other. In addition, you should all know the main itinerary or agenda of today's lesson, where you will use the website provided that I'm going to give to you. It's also on the board behind me, and some of its information presented from the War of 1812. You'll make a comparison from this website to the information I posted on the board behind me. Moving along, you will eventually be recording data from your in-class laptops to your online journals. This work will be eventually checked by me. Please make sure you save your data to the classes folder on the school's network drive. Sometimes we have problems with this. I'm going to demonstrate again today how to do it. So let's make sure you do that. You will also perform an activity today with your partner on retrieving and writing down key events from this War of 1812, in which I will perform a quick verbal drill around the class today looking for a key piece of data from this conflict. Folks, I will then review the homework assignment with all of you at the end of the class today, which is based on today's lesson. Does anyone have any questions so far? Let's say there's some questions. I would answer them. No questions? Okay, in continuing with today's lesson, this is the development part, boys and girls. Please retrieve your laptops. Access the website behind me on the board. Let's say the students do that. You will not be responsible for the European events mentioned on this site, but please take note of them for your records. Please start connecting the dots here, boys and girls, as you will watch me right now, and I will demonstrate to the class. They can see me with my projected board from my laptop behind me. I am now accessing the War of 1812 website. You can see behind me. I'm copying some of the events. I'm going back to my online journal, as you can see, my online journal as I'm going here, and I'm pasting it in there. You all know how to do that. Boys and girls, stop me if there's any questions. Of course, I always click save. You can see me click save here to save my work. And just a reminder, watch here how I will then save my work up now to the classes folder behind me on our school network drive. Are there any questions so far? We've all been doing this for a while now, folks. Does anyone have any questions? Please make sure you do what I'm doing correctly. Save your work. It's very important. Please use the events and people I wrote on the board, along with typing down some of the events and personnel you see on the website. Start putting the puzzle together on this conflict, the War of 1812. Please make sure you save your work. Are there any questions so far? Maybe there's some questions. I would answer them. No questions. We move on. A quick question, boys and girls. Can anyone name a main cause of the War of 1812? I already gave you some causes. You can repeat one of those to me, or maybe someone has a new cause of the war that I did not mention earlier. Let's say someone brings it up. Great job. If no one brings up any other causes, I would then bring that up to them or tell them. As you all do your work, and continuing, boys and girls, please look up at the projected boards. You could see me do the same assignment. This is just a review from my laptop that you're completing, so you can get a good feel of some of the guided practice that I have to offer to you. So as you can see behind me, folks, I'm doing some of the work that you're going to be doing. I'm saving it to the classes folder, to the network drive. I think everyone can see the groove that we're getting into here. Okay? If any questions, please ask. Let me get your attention for 1 minute, boys and girls. Watch how I save one last time my work to the classes folder on the network drive. I'm going to pause here. I know I'm repeating myself, boys and girls. Are there any questions? It's just very vital that you save your work. Okay, no questions. Conclusion. Boys and girls, can anyone provide me a conclusion to the lesson here, or my presentation? Can anyone provide me with the years the War of 1812 took place? Thank you. 1812 to 1815. Good job. I'd now like you all to stop and save your work. We're going to go around the room, and I will ask each one of you real quick something in order you found from the timeline behind me, or actually the timeline on the website that I offered to you. Don't discard what I just said about behind me. Can you find something on the website that I just gave you from the War of 1812? Hey, John Brown in the front seat. We will start with you. Name the first event or person you took notice of in the beginning of the war. Good job. Comes up with the correct answer. Let's hope for that. John, good job. I would then go through the rest of the class in seat order for about 10 minutes, and I would be asking these same questions. Let's say this in-class assignment was over. Great job on that, class. Our next task, I will ask you to join your partner next to you. Write down 3 key and significant events that stick out for both of you on the War of 1812. You have 5 minutes to do so. So the students will then work. 5 minutes pass. Okay, class, let me call on a spokesman for each of the pairs. By a raise of hands, I'd like to see the spokesman for each pair of students. Okay, so I see everybody around here. And I would then ask each spokesman for each pair of students, 3 key significant events that stick out on the War of 1812. Once this this assignment is done, I would say, great job on that assignment, class. In finishing with this lesson, direct instruction, I would then tell the class, okay, class, great job on today's lesson. I'm now passing out tonight's worksheet homework assignment. As you can see, it not only includes the website you used today, but another one from history.com on the War of 1812. Use that also. Very important information. As you will see, this homework assignment entails all of the 4 years of the War of 1812, 1812 to 1815. There is also 2 blank lines per year on this homework assignment. You will write down what you think the key events or personnel involved were during those years, and you will hand it in tomorrow in my bin on my desk at the beginning of class. There are 4 years on this assignment. If you provide 2 correct answers per year, you'll receive 5 points, with a potential 20 points available for the whole assignment, counting as a homework assignment. You could do this, folks. We did a lot of it in today. Today was a great review for the homework. I expect everyone to get all 20 points. In addition, if you look up on the main board now in front of you, you can see the grading rubric I will use to grade the homework. Please take note of that. You're welcome to check it out. Any questions, let me know. So take a minute to observe. So we'll have a pause here. The students check out the rubric. If you hand in your homework assignment on time to me tomorrow, it's in my bin on my desk. I will give you 1 point extra for on-time work. You have a potential, boys and girls, to get 21 points as a homework assignment on this, for this homework assignment. 21 points potential to get on this homework assignment tomorrow. So let's do the homework. I think you had a great review today. Are there any questions? Okay. Class, I thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.